to talk about some of the things that may have led to this backstage meeting, um, and the unrest that was going on in AEW because there was a lot of unrest, if you will. This whole Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara thing. This thing is seemingly gotten out of hand. Or it did get out of hand at one point, and obviously it's over now. But it was a time we didn't see Eddie Kingston for a few weeks, and I don't know if I really noticed. I don't know how long he was suspended. Was it 2 weeks? Was it 30 days? I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it said Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara were supposed to compete at All Out, but that doesn't seem like it's happening. AEW still hasn't confirmed one way or another, but Eddie Kingston has been off of television the last couple weeks, with Fightful gaining word that he was briefly suspended by the company. Yeah, it says they've been unable to confirm with All Elite Wrestling, but have heard that he's already completed it, so the suspension is over. Guevara and Kingston had developed heat, and it developed into an altercation. Now, what was this heat about, ladies and gentlemen? Any guesses? Any guesses? He called him fat. I hope it was more creative than just that, but apparently he just called him a fat piece of shit. And Eddie tried to punch him in the face. Like, I don't agree with Eddie Kingston trying to punch somebody for calling him fat. You can't try to assault somebody for calling you a name unless it's like some super, I mean, like, come on, man, you're a grown ass man. You can't be trying to beat people up for calling you a fat ass. Like, that's just, and you're fat. So fucking what? Like, that's part of like, you show off your gut. It's not like you're wearing loose fitting t-shirts. It's cool. Like, there are fat people. You healthy as a motherfucker. Motherfucker can wrestle a 30, 40-minute match. You healthy as shit. Just shaped different. That's all it is. There's fat people who are unhealthy. You know what I mean? Who are like one step away, one cheeseburger away from a cardiac. And then there's just people who got a gut. You know what I mean? But still work out. They just ain't doing fucking crunches. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at Eddie Kingston. You know what I mean? He actually came out and had words about it. He said, you know the truth. I wouldn't lie. I was wrong for being professional. This is the blind fact. He did what he did, and the public can judge that. But I know for a fact that I was wrong. That's very adult of Eddie Kingston to do. Apparently, this is all legit. I'm not sure, because everything feels like a work in this company. It's just one more thing that could be like, for real, for real. So are they still going to do the match? Because if they just don't do the match and they just nix the feud and it just doesn't come back, then all right, there was something going on, clearly. But if they end up having a match at All Out, then if they announce this shit at the last minute, Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara, they just start brawling in the arena or whatever. Oh shit, look at them brawl. I'm be like, man, they they did it again. And oh shit, it's a real fight. They just start fighting. They don't like each other. Cause remember the backstage? They tricking us. It's not real. None of it's real. Sammy Guevara wanted to detail his side. He said, as a professional, you communicate things that you don't want to be said, like other people. I've been in programs that I have worked with Matt Hardy, Jericho, and others, and I did communicate what I didn't want to be said in this angle, and Eddie didn't. But Eddie did not do the same, and Eddie did not mention to me or the coaches or TK or anyone in AEW that he didn't want what he didn't want said. So after Tay and my match in Sky Blue and Dante, I cut a promo on Eddie, insulting Eddie and the fans as a heel, which I know the thing everyone loves to do is hate me and Tay. So I'm perfect person to play this asshole character for Eddie to ultimately beat at All Out. I see what people say online about Eddie and his appearance, which anyone who legitimately shames Eddie for how they look can go to hell. It's the same people who shame me for being too small. So Sammy Guevara, the character, I could be physically, be the physical person playing be the physical person playing that person that Eddie can shut up at All Out. But Eddie did not do the professional thing and communicate to me which if he did, I never would have said it because the last thing I want to do is hurt someone for real. So after the promo, I get back to Eddie, and he's flipping out, yelling, "You can't call me fat," over and over as I'm trying to walk down the stairs, and Gorilla making a big scene. People get in between us. Eddie tries to pie face me, and he more like touches my face. It was weird. He probably did this. The half mush. Uh, anyone backs, everyone backs everyone up. It was unfortunate because this promo was on a tape show and easily could have been edited, which they ended up doing anyways. I know this isn't Eddie's first time being aggressive and getting out of control backstage. I know he had to do, you know, he had to deal with some kind of anger management after this whole thing. This whole thing was very unnecessary, but it is what it is. Live and learn, I guess. On to the next we go. Well, guess that clears everything up. Because that sounds like the absolute truth. That sounds like what truth sounds like. Sounds like somebody being very definitive about what happened in the story. Eddie Kingston didn't come out and even try to elaborate because he's like, you know the story, or if the story comes out, it was what it was. But I was wrong, 100%. You can't be, especially if you ain't tell him that if he ain't know and he wasn't doing it, he was doing it in character, which makes it weird. Like you say, like they say the craziest things to each other on Dynamite. Like, can he ever feud with Christian Cage? Christian Cage is going to destroy Eddie Kingston on the mic. I can't imagine him actually feuding with somebody like that. Like, didn't Chris Jericho already call him fat? I'm pretty sure he already feuded with somebody that's called him out. Did he try to fight him? Like, why did he pick Sammy Guevara? That kind of seems like some bully shit on some real shit. That's just, you can't just be trying to swing on people because they call you a name, especially in wrestling, man, especially when they're doing it in character. I thought that it was like he called him fat backstage. That's what I thought it was before I read Sammy's statement. And that's not what it was at all. He said it in a promo while Eddie was watching from backstage, and Eddie blew up on him when he got backstage. That's kind of crazy, man. And now if you said, "Yo, don't refer to my weight. Don't say nothing about my weight when you go out there." Like, dang, bro, you a grown. That's kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm a big Eddie Kingston guy. Like, defend yourself. Like, be when he get back there, be like, "Yo, bro, just don't call me fat." You know what I mean? It's cool. You ain't know. Just, you know what I mean? It's cool. I'm not trying to make that a thing though. You know what I mean? Like, that shit gets under my skin. Not trying to make that a thing. And that's cool. You could do that and Sammy can respect it, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, even if he didn't, like, bro, the stuff that y'all say on the show is just be so reckless. How is your fat the worst thing that someone could say to you on the show? Like, that's ridiculous. CM Punk was saying all kind of ridiculous things about you know what I mean, you not being anything in life. Your fat is where you cross the line. That's too much, bro. You know what I mean? You can't call me fat. Yes, I can. And what? You know what I mean? It's like I can call you fat and you can't hit me for it. You know what I mean? Only one of us is going to jail. So, you know what I mean? I shouldn't is a different story. You know what I mean? I can't, nah. Nah.